And now to the economy back here at home and another record week on Wall Street. The Dow Jones closing today at another record high at 34,200, and the S&P 500 also hit another record mark, the fourth straight week of gains. Let's bring in ABC News economic correspondent Deirdre Bolton to discuss what's behind the rise. Deirdre, hey. In the past year, many have commented on how the stock market is detached from Main Street and the real economy. So how important are these stock market records, and what do they tell you about the state of the economy right now?
Juju, the stock market is important. It's an indicator. I agree that it is not the exact barometer for every single mainstream business. But one of the reasons why we are seeing stocks at record highs is because corporate America is beginning to show us all, investors, its report cards. We've had a lot of banks, for example, post earnings this week much better than expected. And so that's one of the reasons why we are seeing the stock market at these record highs. But you asked quite rightly about the economy, which is a separate entity. And another reason why the stocks are so high is because the economy is really going on all cylinders. We have had such a tough 12 months, and it seems like now we are finally turning the page. So we got some data this week that was really encouraging, showing that Americans are out and about. They are spending in all kinds of businesses. Most economists saying the fact that the vaccine sites opening up, more and more people getting vaccinated means that more and more businesses are being able to open, and that is also helping the job market. So even statistically, we had a data point this week, Juju, which showed the fewest number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits for the first time in 13 months. So all the way back to March 2020. So that is a really encouraging sign. The caveat, of course, is that more than 16 million Americans are still looking for work. I don't want to downplay that. I'm just trying to show statistically that we are making a positive pivot in the right direction. So for all of these reasons, we are seeing that reflected in these stock market highs, Juju.
Yeah, those unemployment numbers really say a lot. That stands out. And yet the consumer spending that you alluded to seems to be driven by those stimulus checks. A huge hope, a huge help, exactly as intended. So it's actually wonderful to see. I can tell you the government tracks what we spend collectively in 13 different categories month to month. And for the first time in a very long time, all 13 of these categories for March, we were actually spending more in all of them. I want to tell you about two standout stats that at least I thought were particularly reassuring. So one is in retail sales and apparel. I mean, this was so crushed during the pandemic economy, up 18%, actually a little bit stronger than 18% in March. And also restaurant spending, another area that was so crushed in the past 12 months. Americans spent more than 13% month on month for the month of March. These are the strongest advances for both of these categories since last June. So what we can say is the recovery is here. Now, to what extent that continues is a larger question. But for the moment, I think most economists will tell you we have turned the page from the worst, Juju. So there's retail sales and spending, and yet there's also a surge in investing in the past year. What's driving that, and where are people putting their money?
Well, this is interesting because as we are talking about these amazing stock market gains and hitting new highs, there is also investor attention going into alternative assets. So we've been seeing a lot of, for example, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin. We had Coinbase go public this week. So there is some concern, I think, among investors who just traditionally invest in stocks and in bonds, saying, wow, okay, this is amazing that the market is hitting these new highs. But at what point does it become overstretched? At what point does it become, people call it a bubble or frothy, whatever the terminology is. So they're looking for new places to put their money. So we are seeing some of these alternative assets be bid up as well, Juju.
As long as the bubble doesn't burst. Thank you for your time, Deirdre. Appreciate your insights.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.